guys, this is a segment from the Slumpbuster Podcast. You can find the full episode on any of the various podcast platforms, or, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube for more of our content. Other than that, guys, sit down, bust a slump, and enjoy. So let's talk about both these teams first and why they're even in the Super Bowl. So who wants to take on the Chiefs? Tell me why they're here in this moment, and then the other one of y'all can take on the Bucs.
I got the Chiefs.
Okay. Kenny with the Chiefs. Let's hear it.
So for the sheer fact of Andy Reid's brilliance, the arm talent and intelligence of Patrick Mahomes, the speed and dynamic after-catch ability of Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, that offense is literally just built to be just like a long-range missile. But they have like intermediate accuracy too, which is scary. The way the receivers catch the ball and the way they're positioned in this offense, they practically could literally just run screens all day and they would kill you. If you were building an offense from scratch and if you were building a Madden offense like I've done plenty of times and crushed Pete with it, you spread the field vertically. And then you make sure you have someone who can control the middle of the field and give those linebackers and safety problems, which is Travis Kelce. You just need the running backs to do enough to get 4 yards to carry and be a threat in the passing. And there's no one person who can really double in this offense. It's essentially foolproof to where you can't really scheme against it. You just have to stop them and slow them down enough. Now, on the other hand, that defense is built to pretty much, win a bar fight. They're not going to be the best overall statistical defense ever, but they have playmakers at every level that feed off each other. They have a pass rush that can generate pressure. They have athletic linebackers who can cover in space and do enough to stop the run. They have DBs who are smart and versatile, who not only can take away the ball, but sometimes an incompletion or, a batted pass is more demoralizing than getting stopped short on the goal line. Like when you're trying to outpace an offense that can score 40 a game whenever they feel like it, and the defense knows that, so they know and they're always in a perfect position to make a play, it's almost nightmarish. It's like if you have to fight Mike Tyson in his prime. And he just opens up and lets you hit him. You know you're not going to hurt him. He knows you're not going to hurt him. But he's towing with it. And then when he decides, okay, I'm going to destroy you now, he does it. It's like a combination, if I had to compare this to anything, the Chiefs' offense and defense, the synergy, how they work together, and the special teams. It's like if Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson were combined into one person. That's what this Chiefs team is. That's why they're so hard to beat, because they know what their strengths are and they know you can't stop it. And they can play the short game with you. They can play the long game. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire grind out almost 200-yard rushing against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo early in the season. Then they beat that same Buffalo Bills team in the AFC title game. Unless Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, and even if he gets hurt, the offense is so good they can still hang with you depending on the backup QB is. What are you going to do? You're going to have to out-scheme him or just flat out stop them. And you saw what happened in the first matchup. Tyreek Hill had almost 300 receiving yards in the first quarter. That was an amazing day for our fantasy team. There's nobody in the AFC who can compete with the Chiefs offensively. And defensively, their defense doesn't get enough respect. And think about it. That defense goes up against that Chiefs offense every day in practice. So they've seen every possible thing you could see from a guy who can throw a ball like probably 80 or 90 yards. So what are you going to do realistically that's going to scare them? Iron sharpens iron. And that's why no team in the AFC for at least the next 5 years is going to be able to touch the Chiefs. And that's why they're in the Super Bowl.
All right, Pete, I want you to roll with this one. Why are the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl?
The Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl for a lot of reasons. Number one, Tom Brady. That's the one everyone's talking about. Mr. Instant Super Bowl. If we make the basketball comparisons, he's LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. One, longevity of Kobe, greatness of Jordan, and now the player empowerment surrounding himself with greatness of LeBron. Besides that, you have to give credit to the receivers. They got Godwin, they got Evans, they got tight ends, they got versatile backs. They got a dude who can run you over in Fournette, a dude who can catch and run around you in Jones. And not enough people are talking about the defense. I think they're top 10 in interceptions, top 10 in fumbles and fumble recoveries. I think they're in the top half of the league as far as scoring touchdowns. So ultimately, the reason why they're in the Super Bowl is because they force turnovers, one. Two, Brady manages the ball well, as he always has. And now, guess what? He has receivers who can not only create separation, but also get yards after the catch. That's something that he was trying to get the last couple of years in New England, but never could. And also, you can't forget about their coach, who also has high-level Super Bowl experience. quarterback guru. Basically, I think this game is going to come down to turnovers for a long time. And I can say that as a Raiders fan, the Chiefs' Achilles heels has been their corners. And now they have a matchup versus the Buccaneers that's kind of a nightmare in terms of the speed and size they have at the receiver position. And also, man, Tampa Bay's offensive line is a lot better than people think, too. Combination of the running game, the big receivers, I think that's a lot for the Chiefs defense to handle on one side. And on the other side, I don't expect anybody to stop the Chiefs defense, but I do think the Buccaneers defense is good enough to create 1 or 2 turnovers that will swing the game. And also, man, shout out to my boy Ndamukong Suh. This is a long time coming for him. I think he's going to make a big play and finally get that ring that's eluded him in LA. But yeah,